I totally believe in the future of being in common to share emotions, emotion in stadiums, emotion in cinema. At a given time, people don't want to be alone. From the kid who is 2 years old with his screen to old people at home in front of their old TV set. If they have the opportunity to be with other people, to speak about what they saw, I think they really need it. You need two things. First of all, obviously, that what you see after having paid is technically better than what you have at home. If the sound is bad, the chair is in a bad shape, and you cannot see the screen because the man in front of you has a big hat. No, you keep it. It's just, you have understand, it's just an example. You are small, you see nothing. But the essence is not that. The essence is really, I think, communication. I'm very interested by the fact that the stadiums which were built for the World Cup when Mitterrand was president were too small for the last one. That the Zénith, for those who are not French, a very big stadium in which singers which were built in the 70s are too small today for the present singers. We need to be together. And we need it more and more because the small screen is not communication, it's isolation. People are alone in the train, in the sub, in the bus, or even, when I see people on their iPhone when they are in Venice, they have spent a fortune to be there, coming from India, from China, from all over the world, and in their gondole, they are looking at their screen. But in what world are we? Look at Venice, look at the cinema. So I really believe that with nice accommodations in the cinema, and obviously films which attract people, but films which attract people, it's not only blockbusters. It's film from various areas, various thoughts, various directors, etc. I totally believe in the future of being in common to share emotions, emotion in stadiums, emotion in cinema. Just to give you a figure, so concerning admission, we were before the COVID at 200 plus million. Last year we were 183, which is fantastic because just minus 10% after 300 days of total closing. It never happened before. Not during Depression. I am speaking about the Great Depression. Not during First World War. Not during Second World War. Never it happened before. There it happened all over the world, roughly half the time. And to recover so rapidly, this year, as everybody knows, we are struck by the 6-month strike in the US. So films have not been there for the first two quarters. They are going to be there this summer and the rest of the year. And which is interesting that a certain number of people concerning French films were thinking that due to the absence of US blockbusters, French films will do by far better. No, it's better to have a small percentage of a big audience, so a big percentage of an audience which is very much reduced.
Being together in a theater is not the only thing. The theater has to be well thought, well with the sound has to be great, the screen has to be great, the inclination has to be good in order to avoid the guy with a hat in front of you. And do you think it's a matter of two offers: the movie, the content, as you said, and the cinema in itself? And don't you think that the reason why in the 90s the admissions started to get better? It's because the opening of the first multiplex in France?
You have two revolutions concerning theaters. The first one, I hate the word, but there is no other one in English or in French. The first one is complex. It's to offer in the same location, first a blockbuster, but which is, let's say, 3 months old, and which is still able to attract certain number of people, and then what I call other films, national films, and films from elsewhere. And so you have, at a given place, when you arrive, you are nearly certain you are going to find a film which fits you. And after that, from complex to big multi-screen, every screen is good, and on every seat, you have no problem with the hair of the woman in front of you, without speaking of the hat of the man who is wearing it. So you know that there you are going to have a film for you. Moreover, it's possible you are four, and two decide to see a film, two others to see another film. You are with children, you are with friends, whatever the reasons. You don't like the same director, you don't like the same actor, and you are going to be together before and at the end in a location which is pleasant. So I think that in France we had 3 revolutions. The first one is complex, roughly 1975, 1985. Then multiplex, where we were building around 20 multiplex per year at a given time. Then the third one, passing within 18 months from chemical to digital. France has been the country in which the evolution has been the fastest. 18 months. It was when 2011, Gaumont is not shooting a single film in digital. 212, all the films are shot in digital. So, and within 18 months, 89% of the cinema network in France was passing from chemical to digital. So I think that you never know what future is going to be. And you have to be looking not 180 degrees, 360 degrees to really look what are the small currents. And certain small currents are going to remain small currents. And suddenly, what is going to happen with REA? To be honest, nobody knows. And it's only a mean and so it's not IA in itself which represents a plus or a minus. It's what we are going to do with IA, which is going to be a plus or a minus. And obviously, certain people are anxious, but clearly with digital laboratories which were releasing copies with for a certain amount of money, within 1 year, it's from 100 to 0. So obviously, certain jobs are going to disappear, but other jobs are going to appear. And how we are going to be able to do with that is very important, and we have to be very careful to use it cleverly, which is obvious when you use that word, but which is more difficult to do than to say.